In the last video, we introduced methods and took a look at string methods. In this video, we're going to look at the methods of another common object type, the list. List methods are named operations, so essentially functions, for which any list can serve as an operand. Any list can serve as an input in a list method. Because lists, unlike strings, are mutable, transformative list methods modify their lists in place. That means that it's not necessary to write a new assignment statement in order to modify the original list. When you call a list method, the original list is changed. Like strings, lists implement their own version of the count and index methods. Here I have a list called analyst recommendations, and in the second line, I'm calling the count method through the analyst recommendations list. I'm passing that method the string by. So I'm asking how many instances of by are in the analyst recommendations list. In the last line, I'm calling the index method through the analyst recommendations list, and I'm asking what is the index of the first instance of the string cell in the list analyst recommendations. When I execute this cell, I see that I have two instances of by in this list, and the index of the first instance of cell, which is the only instance of cell, is 1. Lists are 0 indexed, so this first by would be associated with index 0, which means that this instance of cell is associated with the index 1, and that's what the index method gives me. If you want to add a new object to the end of a list, you can do that with the append method. Here I have a dividend portfolio with Duke Energy, 3M, and McDonald's, and I want to add GE. I can do that by calling the append method through the dividend portfolio list and passing it the argument GE. You'll notice it's not necessary to write an assignment statement to update our original list. We're just calling the list method. We couldn't do that with string methods, but if I call this method and then print my dividend portfolio, we can see that I have added GE to the end of the list. You can remove an object from the end of a list using the remove method. Similarly, I'm only calling the remove method. I'm not writing an assignment statement. I pass the remove method, McDonald's ticker, and when I print my dividend portfolio, I see that that ticker has been removed from the list. If I had multiple instances of McDonald's in this list, I'll add another one just for the example. Here I have 2 instances of McDonald's. The remove method will only remove the first instance. So when I execute this, I've gone from 2 instances of McDonald's to 1. If I wanted to remove the remaining instance of McDonald's, I would have to execute this method again. The pop method returns an element of the list while simultaneously removing it from the list. As an example, I have this little list called ABC containing the letters A, B, and C. I am calling the pop method through ABC, and then I'm printing my list. You'll see that when I call this method, it returns the last element of my list, C, and then when I print the list, only A and B are remaining. So the pop method pops the last element of the list out, it returns it to wherever you're calling it. In this case, I'm calling the pop method and giving the result as an argument to the print function. So the result is being printed out here as C, and that element is being removed from the original list. An example of how I might use that is right here. So when I worked at Wells Fargo as an investment banking analyst, we would execute deals, but when we weren't doing that, we would pitch clients. And so we usually had a full schedule of pitches coming up. Maybe I might want to use Python to manage the pitch calendar. In this case, I've created a variable called next pitch with the name of a client, Kinder Morgan. And I have another variable called upcoming pitches, which is a list of client names. I have Enterprise Products Partners, Enbridge, and Energy Transfer LP. I want to pop the last element of upcoming pitches out and set that equal to my next pitch. So this string will be moving from the end of upcoming pitches to next pitch right here to replace Kinder Morgan. When I execute that, my next pitch is Energy Transfer LP, which had been the last element of my upcoming pitches list. And we can see that upcoming pitches now no longer contains that string. You can insert objects into a list using the insert method, which inserts the given object in the position of the given index. Here I'm calling the insert method through my upcoming pitches object. The first argument that I give the insert method is 1. That tells the insert method the position in which I want to insert my second argument, which is Magellan Midstream Partners in this case. When I execute that, I see that I've inserted Magellan Midstream Partners in the second position, which is index 1. You can reverse the order of a list with the reverse method and sort a list using the sort method. So here is the beginning order: Enterprise Products Partners, Magellan Midstream Partners, and then Enbridge. If I reverse that by calling the reverse method, now the elements are in reverse order. Then if I call the sort method through upcoming pitches, you'll see that my elements are sorted in alphabetical order. EN, B comes before ENT, which comes before M. If these were numeric, they would be sorted in ascending order, but by default, the sort method sorts alphabetical elements in alphabetical order. I can reverse the sorting order by passing the argument reverse equals true to the sort method. When I do that, my order is reversed. Finally, you can clear a list using the clear method. Here I'm calling the clear method through the upcoming pitches list. It does not require any arguments. And when I print my list, it has no elements inside. So these are some of the most common and useful list methods. If you found this video useful, please give it a like. And if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.